We've had a mill for a few years now. There's nothing wrong with the old one, but I wanted to upgrade to a bigger motor. It didn't actually work out that way because even though I used a bigger motor, 1 horsepower instead of half horsepower, it wouldn't even turn because you can't run these mills empty. You have to have grain in it. Otherwise the stones are touching, which is what you don't want. We'll just have a look inside. The gearing is 80 to 16. That makes it 5 to 1. And the motor is 1450 revs per minute. So that brings the revs down to 290 revs per minute. That's the stone speed. And that is actually pretty right. Now the adjustment of the stone is done with this dial on the front. You just turn it until the stone's touching. Put the grain in there and turn it on, and then it spreads the stones apart so they're never actually touching. There's very little wear on the stones. Now there's a lot of end thrust on the stones because the grains are very hard, so it's trying to push the stones apart. So the thrust is all taken by a brass washer just behind the stone, and it doesn't seem to wear. Now I've reassembled it and now we're ready to do some milling. So this is 300 mils. I run that through 3 times until it gets really fine. So this is the first time. And here is what it looks like when it's running. So here's the recipe we use. We come up with this recipe ourselves. We've tried all different ones, but this one seems to work best for us. You can use all wholemeal flour, but the bread gets a bit heavy doing it that way. So here's all the ingredients we use. You can see the different colours with the bread. Obviously the darker one's the wholemeal. Okay, we'll start mixing. Just mix the yeast in at the start so that it's all well mixed, and then add the water. Now you've got to let this mix for quite a while because this is part of the proofing, probably about 15 minutes altogether. You don't add all the flour at once, let it mix a bit first and keep adding it on, and you keep going until the dough comes away from the outside and it's just a ball in the middle. So that's what it's going to look like. It's just about right to go. So we'll take it out. So now it's pretty sticky stuff. So I put a bit of oil on it and then flatten it out. Then I cover it and leave it about 20 minutes. when you're mixing your bread or your dough, sometimes it just doesn't work out right. You have to add a little bit of flour or water. It doesn't matter. You can just keep adding until you get it right. Now I've put a little bit of a topping on this. We use magella seeds and sesame seeds and a little bit of flour, but that's optional. Now I'm going to put it in the oven. So this is the finished product after 35 minutes in the oven. As you can see, it's risen twice its normal size. Now this bread, it's not like normal commercial bread. You have to eat it up fairly quick. After a few days you have to toast it. And that's it. Thanks for watching.